Sonlin and Herwig Konings are founding partners of Security Token Group. All opinions expressed by them or guests on this podcast are solely their opinions and do not represent the views of Security Token Group or its subsidiaries. You should not take any opinion expressed on the show as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow any investment strategy. This podcast is for informational purposes only.
Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's episode of the Security Token Show. We are on episode 108 and I'm your host Kyle Sonlin, joined by my co-host and business partner Herwig Konings. We're here from sunny Miami, Florida, and we've got a heck of a show for you today. But first, before we dive into this episode, we do have a word from our sponsor, and I wanted to thank Planet Wealth for sponsoring this episode of the Security Token Show. And so Planet Wealth is a platform looking to digitize finance. They're trying to create and lower the barriers to entry into creating a business, creating more opportunity for anyone to launch companies and raise finances for what they're looking to do and achieve. And Planet Wealth is the lead sponsor of the Digital Assets and Securities Conference in Austin, Texas from September 21st to 24th. And so we are actually going to be there at the conference. We cannot wait. They've got some big announcements that they're going to be sharing at the conference hosted by Vertalo. And we want to thank them for being a great sponsor of this week's episode. Herwig, I think it's time to get right into it.
It's going to be a great time. Thank you, Planet Wealth, for making this show possible. And yeah, we've got an action-packed episode, lots of industry news, lots of security token updates, and we've got an interesting main topic for you where we're going to be talking about all of the different places that you can go and buy security tokens. So with that, we're going to start off our show with our Companies of the Week segment. That's where Kyle and I, we each choose one company that we thought made the biggest moves in the space last week. And with that, Kyle, who's your episode for 108?
So for 108, we're diving into another security token exchange that's coming live to market. This is so exciting. It seems like almost every week now we have a new exchange that's going to be coming to market, which is why the main topic is so relevant for this week. You're going to have to stick around to hear the full list, but I wanted to spotlight Bitfinex Securities. You may have heard of Bitfinex before. They are one of the most trusted cryptocurrency exchanges because they've been around since the very beginning. They're also behind the company that's also behind Tether. So they have one of the largest stablecoin by market cap. They're one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges, and now they're getting into the security token game. So they've officially been licensed through Kazakhstan, which is kind of a random jurisdiction, but it does follow, and they're based off of the securities laws from the UK, from Singapore, from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and other places. So they're trying to follow a lot of the same standardization that has been established in the securities industry around the world. And they're coming live to market, kicking it off with Exordium's security token, which we're going to cover later this episode. So congratulations to Bitfinex for launching and announcing their big news, and we can't wait to dive into it.
Huge. We always expected these massive crypto exchanges to start getting into security tokens, and now they're doing it, and for real, like you pointed out, the right way, trying to follow the right regulations and coming to market with a fantastic asset. So very exciting. Congratulations to Bitfinex. And actually on that note, Kyle, I also am awarding my company of the week to an exchange that's going to be going live thanks to recent approval from regulators. I'm talking to none other than the Swiss International Exchange. Actually, it's the Swiss Digital Exchange. That's their digital platform that has recently been approved by FINMA. That's the SEC equivalent over there, the regulator approving them to go ahead and go live with trading of security tokens and digital assets. So that's very exciting. They claim to be actually one of the only integrated trading, settlement, and custody infrastructures built on the blockchain that will be supporting security tokens and bringing European and Swiss assets to market. So we're not quite sure what exactly they're going to be bringing to market. They said there's going to be a broad range of options from crypto products to art to real estate and traditional equities. So we'll catch you up on more on that later. But for now, we know that SDX is officially allowed to go live. Very exciting stuff. Congratulations.
2 new platforms, a whole new host of opportunities. We cannot wait to dive in and talk about it more. But with that, let's jump into our top 5 pieces of news this week.
And kicking off our top 5 this week, we're starting off with Exodus, which has a huge listing coming up next week, September 14th. It's going to be listing on T0. So we're going to be bringing $75 million worth of roughly 2.7 million tokenized shares to the T0 market. It's extremely exciting stuff, huge news for the industry. That's why it's number 1.
6,000 investors, 1.8 million users of the platform, and full retail trading. This is one of those really rock star tokens that's coming to market. Exciting
Keep an
stuff.
eye out for this one.
Number 2, we also have another token. This is Exordium. We cover this in my company of the week because they are going to be listing on Bitfinex. But if you don't remember, Exordium is a revenue share token of the Infinite Fleet video game. And so they are actually launching a tokenized share that you can buy into of the video game that gives you participation rights and an ability to receive economic benefits from the game that you're playing. So Exordium is going to be listing. They're going to do a primary sale September 29th to October 13th, and then following that, it will trade on Bitfinex 24/7. So that's going to be fantastic.
And if that's not enough for you, we've got a third STO that's going to be listing, this time again on T0. We've got American Films that's been announced for, I believe, September 27th. So another one this month on T0. American Films going to expose you to the production industry. Very exciting stuff, especially because this one was trading as well on OTC markets. It's an over-the-counter desk already, trading traditionally, but now they've chosen and opted through T0 to digitize and tokenize their securities.
Blockchain is the future. And so moving into number 4, we have XM Studios. They create handcrafted figurines, and they own IP to Marvel, DC Comics, Star Wars, and others. And so they've officially raised $4.5 million via a security token offering on the ADDX platform. Remember, ADDX is the rebrand from iStocks. And so this is an Asian-based exchange that now has like over a dozen trading tokens now. They do primary brokering, they do secondary trading. XM Studios, 1.75x oversubscribed. They raised $4.5 million, led by Temasek subsidiary Heliconia Capital. So congratulations to them. Exciting stuff going on in Asia.
Very cool stuff. And now, last but not least, number 5, we've got the European International Bank, the EIB, winning the Financial Innovation Award of the Year for 2021 by Euromoney. That's a major publication in the news in Europe. And they've gone ahead and won that for their 100 million euro 2-year bond issuance that they did, actually with Societe Generale, Goldman Sachs, and Bank Santander. And they did this entirely on Ethereum, settling and clearing this bond issuance. So that's an extremely important innovation, and they absolutely deserve this recognition. And with that, that's the top 5. Let's head over to the rest of the industry news with Jessica Burns.
I'm Jessica Burns, and I'm here with more industry updates that you just have to know. First, check out Hong Kong's security regulator who wants more stringent regulations on the digital currency trading sector. The city has been weighing a raft of regulations that seek to limit exposure to retail clients, but the deputy head of the security regulators believes Hong Kong and the agency should do more to tackle digital currency fraud. The FSC has a duty to expand the scope of its regulations to better encompass the NASET industry, she stated. On that note, the SEC is busy enforcing ICO fraud, recently charging Rivets over an alleged illegal securities offering that amassed them around $18 million US. The 2013 now defunct blockchain hardware firm has been accused of generating $18 million via an unregistered securities offering for more than 7,200 investors. The RVT token, which the SEC states was promoted and sold as an investment opportunity and used to capitalize on Rivet's business in building an app ecosystem and cybersecurity hardware, aka viewers, this was a scam. The SEC continues to actively enforce proper ICOs that follow their compliance rules, and I have a feeling that we will see more companies pay the cost, comply or die, as Jonah Schulman likes to remind us. Moving on to company announcements, we saw that Sterling Bancorp announced a strategic investment in Texture Capital Holdings Corp., whose company operates an SFC-registered broker-dealer and alternative trading system, ATS. Texture supports both the insurance and private placement digital securities and an electronic marketplace for institutional participants to effectively trade in private security markets. This is a broker-dealer that supports digital asset securities that are recorded using a blockchain ledger and provides issuers with improved control and better record-keeping costs. It's exciting to see this player in the industry get a boost from an investment corp like Sterling Bancorp. Congratulations, Richard Johnson. Moving into some key opinion articles, we start off with a great piece from the Washington Post. The topic is Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, which is one of the world's most powerful financial regulators and a key player in the push by the government to regulate the trillion-dollar-plus cryptocurrency industry. Next week, we will sit down with the Post to speak about the cryptocurrency landscape and growth in digital trading platforms and his call for more stringent financial disclosures around sustainability. We'll keep you updated on this one. Over in the UK, the FCA recently cautioned regulators must step up protections for consumers who invest in crypto tokens. Chair of the FCA and payment system regulators said that there is currently a real problem with consumers who devolve into the crypto sphere without due awareness of the risks. Add this to the dynamics such as retail investor hype, FOMO, and the proliferation of pump and dump crypto-related scams. The FCA claim that many consumers remain blind to the financial risks that they are courting by trusting influencer endorsements in savvy online token campaigns. While the FCA currently regulates cryptocurrency exchanges and has banned the sale of crypto derivatives to retail consumers, the FCA chair proposed that its measures going forward should begin with a limited scope of 2 interventions centered on stablecoins and security tokens. Heading back over to the security tokens team, Peter Gaffney continues to give us token gold, as this week he discusses how to tokenize film production. You can find that article and many more on our blog at stomarket.com. Finally, I wanted to end this week with some reading material for you guys. There's a great article written by Davis Polk's lawyer on the future of stablecoins and the central bank digital currencies that you can find on the Harvard Business Review website, titled Stablecoins and the Future of Money. Do your homework. That's all I got for you today. And now let's head over to John for all the latest STO listings.
What's up, Token World? John Pittman, your Token Boy, and I'm here with your weekly STO update. Our first STO comes from a company called CamTV. CamTV is a social community and video streaming platform that enables its users to monetize their passions and skills. It's basically an online marketplace where users are able to share content in exchange for payment. Wait, that kind of sounds familiar. Well, CamTV will have 2 types of users. First part is consumers, also known as the subscribers. They can purchase courses, videos, live, or paid articles, or make free donations to support their favorite content creators. The second type are the creators, the expert users of a specific field. They create their unique channel where they insert activities, skills, and their interests. On this platform, they can share live video, consultation, articles, posts, and courses in a free or paid mode. Many professionals take advantage of CamTV as a website to expand their business on the web. I might have to do this. CamTV is also developing an NFT on copyrights as an encrypted certificate of originality linked to the creator's content, allowing the creator to share in its value by reselling the copyright and the distribution of royalties. Now, the investor will receive royalties once a month on the turnover generated by the platform. Up next, there is We Invest Capital Partners, and they're looking to tokenize the first real estate fund in Luxembourg. The team has many years of experience with a strong track record in relation to successful real estate projects, including La Vieste Belle here in Florida, participation buyout of Belval Plaza, and the financing of a number of transactions in Savoy. We Invest will be using Tokening Solution services to issue and manage their premium real estate fund, improving the asset's transferability. Tokening Solutions will facilitate the digital onboarding and subscriptions of investors in compliance with the We Invest Investments Memorandum. This further improves the management of the fund registry by creating a digital proof of ownership for each investor's position. We Invest Capital Partners commented that working with Tokening Solutions improves the fund's investors' value proposition. The proof of ownership can be used on Tokening's billboard to list an investor's intention to buy or sell to reduce illiquidity costs associated with private market instruments. The fund has a focus on diversification and will finance projects globally in North America and in Europe, along with a variety of types of premium projects ranging across villas, chalets, and large estate complexes. The fund is RAIF type, regulated and open to private, qualified, or professional investors. The token will also be available for collateralization on DeFi platforms. That wraps up your weekly STO update from your token boy, John Pittman, and I will see you on the other side of the blockchain.
Now, it's time for our weekly secondary market trading segment. As always, all news and pricing data is sourced from stomarket.com. As we get started today, the total security token market cap is sitting at just around $1.05 billion. We continue to hold steady at $1 billion market capitalization, although we've seen much higher volatility across the adjacent cryptocurrency market over the past few weeks. This is a testament to the confidence that investors have in the security token market. and the pricing of security tokens across the board. INX, the number one security token by market cap, is trading at $3.09 this week. That's a slight retracement from $3.46 the week prior, down about 1%. This pullback is no threat to the token's position in the rankings, as the INX market cap continues to sail high at $382 million. The token has maintained a weekly volume of 2.8 million, up 16%, solidifying the market's suggestion that INX is a top competitor in the space. Both the weekly volume and market cap of INX are well above that of the second largest security token, Overstock's OSTKO, which achieved a weekly trading volume of 1.6 million and has a market cap of 262 million as of this week. OSTKO has been trading in a range for about a month and a half now, this week down to as low as $60 from last week's strike price of $62.49. It's been an interesting week for many of the real real estate tokens. This week, over 10 of the tokenized real estate assets are trading 10% higher in price. The assets are trading on the decentralized exchange LevinSwap, which is built on the XDAI chain. It was created to reduce the friction of trading by mitigating gas fees and supporting higher transaction speeds. XDAI could prove itself to be a great hybrid option for tokenized securities trading in the future. We've had yet another turbulent week for T0 security token. We're down another 2.5% or so as we talk today, but the security token maintained a weekly trading volume of over 1 million. So there was no lack of interest in trading the token regardless of its drop in price. Moving over into tokenized stocks for the week, again, we have Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares coming in with the highest volume. It's significant this week because volume has actually fallen drastically to 8 million from 24 million last week and 48 million the week prior to that. This is a drop in total of about 83% in trading volume for the tokenized version of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares. Volume of the traditional Grayscale Trust shares has also subsided over the past month or so, suggesting that the demand for the tokenized version of the asset may be sensitive to mainstream interest of the traditional asset. Another week of FTX's domination of tokenized stock trading in comparison to Binance and Bittrex, with 9 of the 10 highest traded tokenized stocks living on the booming cryptocurrency exchange. Another exciting week in the markets. As always, do your own research and hit me up on Twitter at KeithDLT to send me all your hot takes. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to the main topic of episode 108 of the Security Token Show. Today we're going to be diving into where you can actually go and buy security tokens. This is a global phenomenon, but you do have to follow global regulations, and therefore many security tokens aren't necessarily available to all investors all around the world. And so that's why today we're going to cover all of the places that you can go ahead and purchase them today, but also in the near future. We've got an incredible and exciting list of companies coming to market bringing security tokens to you. Kyle, lead us off with where you can go ahead and buy them today.
Yeah, so let's talk about security token exchanges that are live right now. This means that they not only applied for a license, but they received approval from their local jurisdiction. And then not only that, but then they were able to launch a platform and have trading assets. And so we kick it off with a few main ones. Our market leader right now is INX. INX has their own token, the INX token, which represents revenue shares in the exchange itself, as well as it has blockchain capital, which is a very high-profile blockchain-based investment fund, as well as others, including Spice VC, Protos, and others. And so INX is our leader, but then after that, we also have T0, which has been consistently in the headlines over the last 2 or 3 years, being live with their own token as well, T0, but they also listed Overstock's digital dividend and others, including Aspen and potentially others in the future. So they're also live, and those two here in the US are really dominant in the space. But then when we look internationally, there are other leaders like Merge. Merge has really burst into the scene as they've been able to provide a platform for international issuers to still get access to the retail US audience as well as international investors. But then you've got ADDX as well, which has led the way in Asia with dozens of listings now and a very successful primary to secondary listing. And then finally, we have decentralized exchanges and other platforms like that, including Uniswap and others that are really paving the way from a DeFi perspective.
You got a lot of different options out here. I like the different distinction between T0, which really has all of their tokens available to retail. On INX right now, you are still limited to some accredited investor products, which means not everybody can qualify. And then, of course, internationally, like you said, you got Merge, you've also got NExchange, you've got CryptoSX, you've got Fusong, you've got many other out there that are focusing on, as you said, the international segment, specifically between Asia and Europe is how it tends to be. In fact, we know we have some difficulty getting some of the information out from Singapore just because of how strict the rules are over there, but it is a burgeoning scene. In fact, there's a lot going on, especially in the future, Kyle. We're currently at $1 billion market cap today, up 3 or 4x since last year already. But what's major news is we think that's easily going to 5x or 10x over the year with the information we're about to give you of all the new places that you're going to be able to trade on. You've got roughly 10, 11 or so, and again, it depends on where you are, where you can go again and access these. But we've got more than 25 more places that you're going to be able to trade. Isn't that right, Kyle?
Absolutely. If we just look at the U.S. alone, we've got Securitized Markets, which made headlines as they're a market leader in the U.S. that are launching their own ATS and exchange platform. We've got Oasis Pro Markets, Texture Capital, Rialto Markets. Figure has issued hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized debt offerings through primary issuance. They also have an ATS. You've got PPEX from North Capital doing the same. Peets, which is another platform by Prometheum that's launching an ATS platform, and others that are exploring the space that have ATS licenses like Templum, SharesPost, CoinStreet's working on one, Watchdog, and others that are going to be getting into this space. So there is a ton going on in the US, but the US isn't just the only market.
It's exciting because the US, we mentioned 2 or 3 places you can go today, but right now we're telling you that it's going to 3 or 4x. You're going to have probably over 10 different venues within the year to go and trade, and that's, like, to your point, not the only place you can go. Internationally, we've got LCX in Liechtenstein. We've got Archax being the first approved in the UK. We've got HQLAX in Germany. We've got Bitfinex, as Kyle mentioned earlier, with his Company of the Week out of Kazakhstan. We've also got Tokenized GSX out of Gibraltar. We've got the STX, My Company of the Week, in Switzerland being approved to do security tokens. That right there alone is another 8 in Europe or so that you're going to be able to check out. Then, of course, across the world, we've got Liquify in the UAE. We've got Symmetria in Israel. We've got the ERX in Thailand, the OSL in Hong Kong. We've got SBI announcing plans in Japan. We've got Huobi and Tokai announcing plans in Japan. And in Singapore, as we keep telling you, such a hotbed, ECXX, DBS, Shareable Asset, SDAX, and many more, all planning to come live with regulated marketplaces for security tokens. Very, very exciting stuff. And that's not just the centralized stuff. You've also got IXSwap and CardX on the DeFi side, so you may start to see some more innovation next year on that front as well. That's a total, Kyle, of over 30 different marketplaces we expect that you'll be able to trade to around the world next year.
And this is the beauty of security tokens, is that we're really trying to follow the same standard of compliance and regulation across these jurisdictions that a lot of these platforms are going to be launching and facilitating trade for investors in all of their jurisdictions. And so maybe U.S. investors may be segmented, or potentially international investors are able to get some access to things that others are not. But in the grand scheme of things, these are really going to be adding to the seamless nature of trading real-world assets. In the same way that cryptocurrency has pioneered this in that space of, you can send your Bitcoin from one exchange to another and capitalize on arbitrage opportunities or better liquidity or maybe other, engagement opportunities. The same thing is going to happen with investments in securities, in terms of in equities, in startup companies, in terms of investing in real estate, in terms of investing in a lot of these great, interesting assets that we cover here on the show every single week. And being able to take these assets and trade them around the world is going to revolutionize how crowdfunding can impact the retail investor. And it's just so exciting to see so much development happening in this space.
I mean, you should have goosebumps. I know that we do. I mean, this industry is about to explode. The security token boom is coming. We know that there are billions of dollars being tokenized. There's now $1 billion secondary market cap, and now you've got more than 4 or 5 times the trading venues coming live to market within the next year. Over 30 new liquidity pools that we'll be able to access for security tokens. So hopefully you're excited as we are. And make sure you keep checking out the show to learn when they all go live, when these new listings go. You can check out stomarket.com for all the trading information, all of the latest news. We've got great market reports and great different shows for you to check out and columns. And hopefully you'll catch us next week, every Monday.
So from John, Jessica, Keith, Herwig, and myself, we thank you for checking out this week's episode, and we'll talk to you next time.
Happy tokenizing.